if there was ever a video that you need to watch if you are interested in what is happening in South Africa and how that affects the African continent, this is probably the only video that you must watch to set the record straight. This is not based on emotions. It's not based on excitement. It's not even a political opinion. If anything, it's far from it. This is a South African national. This is an ordinary citizen who's not even politically affiliated. And I have no interest whatsoever in becoming a politician in South Africa, because the biggest problem in South Africa right now seems it stems from the importance that has been placed on politicians that think they own their country, that think the country owes them, that think that they're entitled to South Africa because now they are leaders, when they have actually been placed by politicians that have forgotten that they are where they are at the behest of the South African populace. So if you're listening to those and you formulate your opinion, you are perpetually going to be misled. Because in true keeping of African continent, African politics in Africa as a continent, politicians are masterminds of lying, are masterminds of creating situations that will best suit them as the game of chess in this political game continues. If you want to get the truth again, I would say to you, the South African media has been compromised. Now more than ever before, it has become very clear that we have less than integrable media. And I understand, because sensation is at the heart of running the media. You're not interested in the truth. That is why you find in places where an illegal foreigner has hijacked a building from an owner that is still alive, when the owner tries to claim that particular building, many years people have tried, you have seen, if you care about what is going on in South Africa, you should have seen a video where a foreign national went and pretended to rent the house. And when they got in there, they started getting people. They literally formed another nationality within someone's yard. And when the owner wanted the property back, they crowd file and they foul. And for many years, the owner had suffered a lot of damage. They destroyed their property. That is the kind of thing that South Africans hate, not African people. We are not and we will never be xenophobic. But yet, in the same breath, we will never be expected to tolerate nonsense in the interest because we are trying to be loved by the world. The world does not own that entitlement and that right to judge us, and judge us on the basis of nefarious people who have decided to coin as a term called xenophobic without even asking. How long have we stayed with foreign nationals that all of a sudden we are xenophobic? It is wrong. It's wrong because the politicians want it that way. Especially given the fact that the current South African political leaders have realized that their time is about to expire because people are hurtful. People have had enough of their lies, their manipulation, their corrupt, and their heightened level of ignorance. And people have realized in South Africa that we are on our own. And when did we realize that we are on our own? We realized that we're on our own when drugs were just coming in and out inside South Africa as freely as can be. Realized that women and children can be kidnapped just like that. Human trafficking became something that is no longer a taboo when we knew none of the sort before. And all that is perpetrated not by foreign nationals, but particularly by illegal Nigerian drug lords. Anybody who has anything between their brains, it's not only in South Africa, everywhere in the world. You want to talk drugs? Nigerians. You want to talk human trafficking? Nigerians. You want to talk 419 scams? Nigerians. You want to talk false prophets? Nigerians. They would use anything, even religion, to get their way. And this is where it all started. There is a light, there's a bulb moment. It started there when the South African people complained that our young men now are dying because of drugs. Things we never knew. The hardest drug that young people in the times of old, in the 80s, during apartheid time, the hardest drug that they knew was dagga, because dagga, you could just grow it here. That was the hardest drug. This teak and cocaine and all of that, we never knew that in our townships. Until this demon called democracy that allowed even freedom for criminals to march into South Africa, to waltz into South Africa illegally, because there were people who were placed in the borders to protect the integrity and the sovereignty of the country, but they decided to do something else. They decided to profit out of criminality and allowing illegal foreigners to come in, and particularly the dangerous ones, because the good ones would not need to bribe anyone to come into South Africa. The good, we have had the good, and we still have the good foreign nationals, and we are very grateful to them that they are part of a system to make South Africa work, and they are doing honest things to earn an honest living. There are many, I know personally many people who have become my friends, foreign nationals. At this particular time, we are where we are because someone is hiding behind xenophobia so that it can look like foreign nationals are under attack, when in actual fact, it's the criminals. We have never said foreign nationals are a problem in South Africa. We have always said illegal foreign nationals, undocumented nationals, are a problem, because they would come into the country and commit crimes, heinous crimes. They would slaughter human beings, slaughter our children, and disappear without any trace, because there's nothing that we can use to trace them. We have no DNA, we have no fingerprints. What kind of a self-respecting country can allow that kind of mayhem to happen? When America talks a lot, I've seen videos from America, people talking a lot, and yet they will not allow people to come into their countries and do these things that I'm talking about. Oh, but I don't blame you, of course. The clips that you see on social media and even the media, I'm talking about now mainline media, are designed in such a way that they create that kind of falsehood and sensation, because that's what media exists for these days. We have lost good integrity media. So if you want to know what is it that South Africans hate, South Africans hate illegal foreigners who come into South Africa and commit crime. Pakistanis and the Somalis, they've been running business until we realize that they sell expired goods to our people. Should we tolerate that in the name of being loved and being applauded as the people who are welcoming? Children have died, literally, poisoned. Families have died, poisoned by the food. Should we sit down and just be kumbaya just so that we can be appreciated by the world? You absolutely have to be less than intelligent to think that that is a fair request and expectation from the South African populace. If there's ever a problem that you should be interested in South Africa, you should be interested in the commission that is called the Madlanga Commission right now, that is investigating the corruption that has eaten away at the law enforcement in South Africa. And that starts from the head, the politicians. That starts from even the president of South Africa, who have looked the other way when criminals are running amok in South Africa. So yes, when push comes to shove, you are definitely going to find a situation where people will do things that make them look mad, because you cannot ignore the pain, lived experienced of the people who have to bury their children prematurely, who have to mourn the deaths of their children that they will never see because they were kidnapped. We don't even know whether they are alive or not because they have been trafficked. If you think we are mad, then so be it. If you want to call us xenophobia, that is on you, because your expectations are evil.